Hello, people! I don't know if anyone's watching, but I thought I'd just share that because I haven't streamed in a while, so enjoy! Whoops. There we go. I'm just posted on the YouTubes. Oh, there's questions in the chat already. How are you today? I'm using Tumble Horny for my course and it's amazing. I'm glad you like it! Oh, my mic is behind my tablet. Whoops. There we go. I tried to do an eye link and wow, it's a lot of work to make it look good. No wonder why animation takes time and make it look wonderful. Yeah, like animation is hard. But it is worth it if that's something that you enjoy doing, and keep doing it. And don't worry if it's very hard. It is hard. Especially for me. Some people get it easy. I get timing easy, but I drawing doesn't come the easiest to me. So that's just life. But yeah. And remember, folks, animation doesn't need to be your job to be worth it. Also, let me know if the sound is bad. I'll try to fix it. I don't know. So what I'm doing is I did this little practice of animation. Like I was studying a dancer moving around. And I was like, oh, that's perfect for how I would picture Ellie getting up. So that's the little study I did. I actually didn't do it as an animation at first. It's just a long drawing that I studied motion from, like this. And then I was like, I wonder if it fits if I put it one on top of the other, which is what I did. So I saw that it kind of fits. I mean, there's some way, like, it's it gets bigger and smaller, but like, you know, like for something I made side by side, it works kind of great. So I was like, oh, I'll animate Ellie doing it because it's fun. I like this pose. So I'm doing the drawing kind of rough, but I'm gonna use the rig after to animate it fully. So I'm just gonna go get a reference. Because usually I have my third screen with my images, but I tend to not open it when I'm streaming. Ugh. I'm just gonna go get some picture of Ellie. That one is full body. That should do the trick. Which one should I take? I'm just gonna get all of them. There we go. Usually I would rename them, but not today. turn this off. Shove it into my reference view. And it'll be more interesting than a note view, that's for sure. Thank you. Oh, apparently I might have a friend joining me right now. What? Yo, what's up? Yeah, you did. But I'm just gonna fix something. I will remove us, our little Fuji avatar, and I just saw that you can group them better than before, so I'm gonna try that. Oh, we look so good! I'm trying. Well, yeah, since I made it, I thought I would just use it. Yeah! I'm glad you like it. Thank you. Bro! It's been in my mind forever. And I was like, you know, today's the day. I will animate that stuff. I did that on Friday. And I really like how it's getting to turn out. Don't we all? Yeah. Right? Hypothetically, I have some good friends who help me with that. Like, hypothetically, but yeah. But thanks for joining. It's gonna be less boring. What? What do you mean working? Oh! Working. You mean doing stream? Okay, wait, there's so many chat. What the heck? Okay, let's see. So, Vincent, hello. A human! Yes, I'm a human, you know. Who is the fish? Who are you, Robo? Yeah. Yeah, I changed it. I need a proper PNG tuber of like Z Birdray, but at the same time, since this is my actual voice, I was like, maybe I'll just use the one I did for work, the one that Ale drew for me, of actual me, because otherwise I look weird. Oh my god, that icon is so weird. So yeah, I think I'll just keep using the... I think I'll just keep using me! I don't know. Unless people get creepy about it in the comments, which I hope they don't. Okay, let's see the chat now. Okay, do you speed up your voice in your videos? Yes, I do. Actually, the whole content is sped up by 1/5. Funny enough, actually, it's the opposite though. I speak slower when I record. Just, well, not that much slower, but a little bit slower. Oh, wait. Oh, I think no one hears you. Wait. Oh, that's the bug with OBS. I need to restart Discord all the time in the... Let me fix it. I will fix it. Ah, wait a second. Who's the mystery man I'm talking to? Okay, I think now it's fine. Talk.
I'm talking.
Yay!
Make sounds.
I hate when it does that. It's so stupid.
Making us believe there's a robo. I'm a figment of your imagination this entire time. Z doesn't have friends. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, maybe I'll make you tiny, like in the Fairly Odd Parents. You're just like the fish. Like in Fairly Odd Parents. I loved that show as a kid.
Oh, yeah. Remember that show.
Look, you're gonna be tiny. You're a hat now!
I must... Oh! I fit perfectly. Z's brain cell.
The one brain
No, it
cell.
actually... It fits kind of perfectly. No, like, Ale did this by design.
I know. I love that icon so much. I love that you're dead, and it's like, I'm not dead! Hoo-ha!
I'm not dead. Been alive this entire time.
Okay, Kaylo, so let's see the chat before I go back to drawing.
God, yeah, everybody's going nuts.
Okay, there's 20 people here. What have you done? Bird becomes human, and now we have a talking fish. Yes!
Yep. Z fish brain.
This is just an overview for what's to come in 2025, man. It'll be nice. It'll be special.
Are we doing a gymnastics animation? Yeah, I believe so.
No,
like, these poses are solid.
This isn't gymnastic.
I mean, it's like
this is just average like movement for Ellie.
Yeah, I guess so. But this is like some fun, like kind of like action-ish like animation that you're doing.
Thank you.
Oh, average walking movement. Yeah, this is just a walk cycle.
Yeah. Can you imagine though? What?
That's just her locomotion. She's doing flips everywhere.
Yeah, and after that, like, some of the poses are going to be hard, but some of the things are going to be so easy with the rig, like doing that part where she's just, like, very two-dimensional. It's going to be so easy.
Oh, yeah. Walk us through your process, because you do have some, like, really extreme poses. Are some of these you're going to be doing, are you going to be doing all of these with the rig, or would you have
I want to make the whole animation
redraw?
with the rig, yeah!
Ooh, okay.
But
That's
I
exciting.
can't just, like... I was gonna say raw dog, but apparently that's not a good thing. I thought it meant to do things...
It can mean a lot of things.
Yeah, right! But apparently it means something very wrong, and I don't want to use that expression. But let's say, like, hypothetically that I did. I mean that I cannot just, like, do it from, like, taking a rig and making that good of an animation, because I kind of suck at cutout animation. So I need good boards or good drawn poses.
Yeah, no, I get you. You're getting your base down.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
Taking those rough drawings, cleaning them up.
Yeah.
Really going on. Disney princess getting out of bed like, yeah, 100%.
Crap, I forgot I don't have a
Ellie is
profile. Where is...
Especially like the pose that you have in your reference right there. That's such a Disney princess pose.
I know. But it's
like,
her...
I want to be where the people are.
But the thing is, this is Ellie. She's not a Disney princess. So what it actually is I wonder when the cicadas will come out. I love cicadas. The Armageddon.
Oh my
The
gosh, yeah.
cicada egg
Do
whatever.
you hear them?
Do you hear them? Like, she gets there and she's like, I can hear them in the ground. And she's waiting for like a million gazillion cicadas to come out the ground and like scare the shit out of everyone. And she loves cicadas.
They're here.
And I think that sums up Ellie pretty well. It cute and dumb on the surface, but very cursed and smart on the inside.
Yeah.
Guys, it's just a facade. She's actually a menace.
100%.
100%. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna do. That pose is probably kind of done. Oh, yeah, no, I was looking for a profile. I need a profile of her. I have one in our reference because I'm so organized.
Just your lunch? Yes. Protein.
Hmm?
I'm just looking at the chat,
What are they saying?
and Vincent is saying, "Aren't cicadas just your lunch?" Yes.
Well, yeah, why not? You yeah,
100%.
eat cicadas. Good for you.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Good source of protein. Do it all for the texture feel.
There we go. That should work now.
Well,
Come on, give me my reference.
I like the elf ears. I do too.
I mean, it's so much fun to emote when you have elves as character because the ears are just so big.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Oh, you're hiding Ellie, so I'm thinking I'm gonna make us smaller. Yeah. Or maybe here. Oh, there we go. Ah, there we go.
Perfect.
I look like those things when they're like the government is spying on us. So you have these like metal tinfoil hat.
Oh yeah. It's like the whatchamacallit, the little brain slug.
But yeah, Luchirag has to lurk, and I think Green Fog too. But honestly, even if you guys just show up and lurk, it gives me watch time, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I think it's fine if you guys are lurking.
You can just hear us like be a podcast for you guys, I guess.
Yeah, we're just chilling, we're working. I'm also working.
I'm done with work,
Yeah.
so I'm drawing.
Oh my god. Lucky.
Hey.
But honestly, for me, it's pretty slow at work. I'm just doing a couple things, and I'm like, all right, and then I'll maybe do my own stuff, or just get off of work early. It would be also nice. How's everybody else doing in the chat? How's everybody enjoying their cicada lunch?
Cicadas!
Leave a like, slam that bell if you're enjoying your cicada lunch.
Wait, I'm looking for something. Oh, there it is.
Joshua's doing good. I'm glad you're doing good. Bro, happy for you. Let's see.
I think I made a mistake in the move.
Gasp.
No, it's fine. Okay, so let's start drawing, shall we? And I need to get my vector brush. I'm basic. I love a good old, just plain old vector brush.
I mean, if it works for you.
Yeah.
Reason not to use it. I'm just designing some small characters for work, and that is as much detail as I can probably legally go into. Haha.
When I draw Ellie, I like to start with her shoulder. I don't know why. It's just like this
Oh,
big mass of floof.
I can see that. Yeah, that's a good point. Josh was asking how I'm doing. I'm doing good. Happy to be hanging out with all of you guys. Doing some, a little bit of character designing for work. Pretty, pretty chill day. My art director is like kind of sick, so it's like very much like no parents or teachers out kind of mentality, you know? You're like, all right, I'm just gonna take it easy, do some fun little stuff.
That's so cool, haha. I'm just learning the 2D animation principle as I did an iLink yesterday. What is an iLink? Yesterday exercise for my course, and we'll be learning the rest each week. Yeah, that's nice, but what is an iLink? Do you know?
Yeah, I've never heard that before either, but it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm just assuming it's like an eye blink.
Ah.
Nice. Blinks are cool.
They're like some of my favorite stuff to animate. It's just so fun and effortless and
It's
nice.
right. That's what I was gonna say too. It's like,
But we're old and we're used to animating.
yeah, it's like so effortless, but it adds so much. I mean, you probably know this already, but I remember when I was like learning blinks and stuff. There's like a fun little trick where you can just do like just like kind of like a one frame difference where it's like eye open then eye close and then like next frame like kind of like half open.
Well, yeah,
or
the way that is very popular to do eye blinks. I can just share it here, but like that's what usually everybody's taught.
Yeah.
Like let's call it like the production eye blink, the one that's you're gonna see in most shows. It's usually like I think like max 5 or 6 drawing if you're generous. Like
Oh my gosh.
it would be you have one. It's the eye. Oh my god, I can't draw today. What the fuck?
Only when it's earlier.
Yeah, you have like the eye open. Then the next drawing, you would have. Well, I'm not gonna do the next one. I'm gonna do the close one instead.
Yeah, you're gonna do your.
You would do like the close drawing, and then you would have the 5th drawing would be the open one, which is the same as, god damn it, the same as the original one. So god damn it. Oh, it's because my thing is not there. It is.
What's happening?
I keep pressing the wrong thing to move my drawings.
Oh.
Because if you don't have the easy drag mode activated, you have to click exactly on the strokes, and they're very thin.
Oh,
So,
I
anyway.
see. I gotcha.
So, okay, so then what happens is that you have the open eye, the closed eye, and the open eye. So then you're missing 2 drawings here. So, oh, it looked like someone died. And what people usually do when we're babies animating is we use logic. It's like, well, if the eye is open here, and here it's closed, therefore I need to have it's gonna be half. So then here my eye is gonna be half open, and then it's also gonna be half open, like the same thing. But this is not good. No bueno. So what you actually need to do, so I'm gonna put it in the red because it's no bueno. What you actually need to do.
This is teacher marking up your test. It's like, no. First question, you got it wrong.
So what you actually need to do is not a 50%. It's actually more like a third and 2/3. So one is gonna be 1/3 and the other one will be like 2/3 open or closed or whatever. And you know, you can swap them. Like there's no rules for which one it is. It depends. For me, it depends on the character and the moment and whatever. But what to remember is like never go strict half because then if you look at this, is it aiming towards being open or closed? You don't know. So it's always better to have one pose that is going to be the eye almost closed. So like you go beyond. And I also lower the pupil all the time because like that eyelid flesh is pushing on your pupil, so it usually goes down a little bit. Yeah.
That's my favorite thing.
Me too.
I do that too.
And then, you know, so it's not at the halfway, it's at like 1/3, roughly. And then when it's almost open, you go like to, you know, this third here. So it would be like this. So that's how you do an eye blink. So
yeah, no, I liked what you said earlier too, where like it does kind of depend on like the emotion in the scene and stuff, and like you just kind of push around those like principles and stuff, right? It's like depending on the speed of the blink, the emotion the character's got.
When I do a blink and I go all in, my favorite thing is to do, instead of this, I do. Yeah, my favorite blink, like my signature blinks, if you will, is I do this and then this one, like the close blink has like 2 drawings, or like after that you're gonna like push the eyelid like
like squash a little bit. So
it pushes down.
Get the eyelid that's like pushing it close. I gotcha.
Right.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
And sometimes also I add a drawing here, and it's gonna be the drawing, the eye opened up a bit more, and then it settles there.
I see.
But this is like back when I was a 3D animator, and we were animating like 60 frames a second. So like fuck everything. I don't need to draw in 3D. I can just do as many frames as I want. And in rigging, so when I do rigs or limited animation and all the money goes in the blinks, I do like these, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drawing blinks. Yeah. I think that's what Wu has, now that I think about it. I'm gonna go bring it up.
Yeah, Valentine, I hope I'm saying your name right, is saying, oh, so it's like a blink is usually 5 frames. I've been doing it like 4 frames, where the second and third drawing are fully closed.
Well, like we said, it's okay. Like that is also fine.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say too. I was like, there's not really like a wrong way to do it. It's like, you're playing around with like the texture of the timing, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I say just like kind of play around with some of those things. Like,
I've been on shows where it was open and closed. There was nothing in between, and that's also okay.
Yeah, like I've done like I've done exactly what Zipke said, like 3 frame blinks.
Yeah.
It's like open, close, and then like the 2/3 open and then open.
Yeah, the thing I was saying with the 5 drawing is just I've been on many shows, different shows, and that is the one that is usually, if you know how to do this, you're showing your employer that you actually know what the heck you're doing. So if I know how to do this blink, but my employer is like, the person running the show is like, oh, in our show actually we don't do these. It's just closed open. Or like sometimes in your shoot they're gonna be like, oh, actually we don't have this pose. We just do a slightly close and open. Like they understand that like the reason why I teach this in my classes, the 5 drawing, well, it's actually 4 drawing because the 5th one is the same as the first one. So
No, I get it. It's
the
like
reason I
a
teach this one is so that you're showing understanding of motion in this. That's it.
yeah, like I think of it like a style guide in a sense, right? It's like, I mean, you have like style guides for like shows and like concept art and stuff like that, and it's like same thing with animation. You have to have motion guides, and very much how the person blinks kind of says this talks about the show, right?
I'm trying to find if he has like a blink in the scene, but I don't think so. I think all these blinks, since it's such short scenes that I have with Wu, they're all intentional blinks. Like they add to the they add to the expression. But I think I have his blinks in his rig somewhere.
Not sure what.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We got some fun Wu blanks.
But the highlight is not the right thing. I'm gonna fix it.
Oh, let's see. So Josh was saying I had to do it for, for 60. I think I did more than 5. I meant to do it on 2s, but I'm sure I did it right. I'm not sure what you mean about 60. I hope you don't mean like
60 FPS?
FPS. Yeah, that's like my default. I was like, I hope it's not that. That's too much. What are you running on a game? An HD high quality game? Get out of here with those blinks. Do they tell you when to make the character blink, or do you have to guess when? Yeah, that'd be a question for you for shows.
I don't think anyone's gonna tell you when to blink. What they're gonna do though is give you retakes because your character blinks too much or blinks not enough.
You know.
Because there is such a thing as too much blinking. So yeah, so usually for the blinks, it's like for me in these rigs, open, almost closed, closed. And I have this crunchiness because I love it. Alright, I'm gonna remove his mask though because
Yeah, I'm a fan of this crunchiness.
yeah, there we go. I forget with this mask we cannot see his fucking eyes. So almost closed, closed, scrunch, almost open and open. Hey. It works. Oh, and I moved the eyebrows, but a lot of shows don't move the eyebrows with the blinks, and that is also okay, because in real life, your eyebrows don't blink when you blink, but it just adds so much.
It does. Like, that's very much
It's
like
animation.
a 3D thing, and like, at least like I've heard it a lot, like learning 3D animation. And like I've done it for some show. Well, I shouldn't say shows. I haven't worked on any shows, but I worked on games. And I've done it for some games, and then I've had directors tell me it's like, hey, tone it down with those blinks. We don't need to go that crazy. And then some people were like, oh yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and for me, it always depends also on the scene. Like sometimes it's gonna blink with the eyebrows, sometimes it doesn't. Like here, he doesn't in that shot. It's just.
Yeah. So I know for me, like a nice kind of like indicator for like a blink is like either like a change of action or like a change of expression or something like that. Do you do anything similar to that, or what's your kind of?
Well, for blinks, I'm gonna start with intentional blinks, the one that adds to the animation. And then if my scene doesn't have that, then you watch your scene and like, wait, my character hasn't blinked in a while, so I'm just gonna put one randomly. And watch your match cut though. Like if you have scenes before and after, make sure they doesn't like kind of like TMP blinks, like the machine gun blinking, like blah, 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 blah. They're not supposed to blink that often.
Yeah. No, that all makes sense.
So I don't know.
I don't know. I just.
Also, sometimes, if in that scene, for example, that little shot of that dude talking, yo, he's so weird with all the face paint. Wait, let me just put it back. I regret. Put back the face paint. Where is it? Where is it? It's supposed to be turned off. There it is. Ah, there we go. I mean, it is part of the design for a reason. Okay, so because in the end I wanted it to have eyes open and just like stare, I made sure you had to blink before, just so that it didn't look awkward. So you know, it's, I don't know, blinks is a science, man. Just experiment and you'll fine tune it.
Let's see. One frame is normal. Two. Wait. One frame is normal. Frame 2 is copy of the frame 1, just squished with a pivot, and the last frame is closed. Yeah, I agree with you. Also, high zip key.
I mean, also, when I was in production, when I was working on Big Hero 6, which was hand-drawn, not rigs, the way I would often do the blinks, just because time was so short. Like, okay, I'll do it with that eye that I have here. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna just put it there. Okay, yeah, one very cheap way to do a blink. And that's what I do. Oh yeah, actually, that's what I do always when I do Game Grumps animation. I would have this eye, then I make like a duplicate. I'm gonna take it and I will put the thing down here. Just squish it a little bit. Of course, I don't squish the pupil. Usually I just like cut it. So I just squish it. Then I have the close drawing. Like that. Then I get the open drawing at the end. And I duplicate it, and then I just squish this one a little bit. Hey, it works! So that's the laziest blink I have in my arsenal when I do crap animation, like we at the Game Grumps animation we say, it works! And if you want to make it even extra, you can also do this, where like there's anticipation for your hacking blink. See, that works!
Oh, that's fun, yeah.
So, yeah, there's ways to make it cheap. Yeah, that's it.
Josh was saying, did I make you work on this instead of Ellie? Or are you just showing an example? I think animation is just fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing the Ellie animation just so I actually draw something, because otherwise I never draw anything. Okay, well, the chat is on fire. If your blink is 2 seconds long, there's an issue.
Yeah, you don't want your blinks to be 2 seconds long.
Oh. Lol, it's not cheap, it's effective! That is true. And I swear, if I go get all the Grumps animation I did, which are easy to find because I'm an organized person! Look at that. It's... Ah! Fuck! The sound scared me. Like, it is just, like, it is always these blinks all the time. It's just so efficient. And, wait, I'm trying to find it. So yeah, it's always the same blinks.
Sometimes you just gotta work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
That's literally my entire profession. My entire professional life. They're like, we need this fire animation. I'm like, let me see all the various fire animations I've done for other games. Yeah, let's use this one. Yeah, this is good. I'm feeling cute today with this one.
Okay, I have another example. After that, I go back to Ellie. But for that grump, I remember I actually have like 3 different kind of blinks. So when he gets hit by the rock thing, like the blink is just 1 frame because he's reacting. Dan is reacting to something. So it's like super fast. But
Yeah,
then when he's
goes.
just
He doesn't care about getting hit by a rock. Yeah.
yeah, but when he stares at the camera and he looks stupid, now I took a lot of time for that blink. He's like
Oh, yeah.
rank. So different blinks for different situation, you guys. Oh, and someone had a question about. Thank you for the blink knowledge. I've been wondering so much about the use of 2D point constraints in rig. I've never really understood how it's done and why it's important. Do you use those in your joints? I absolutely don't. I hate it. However, that being said, there's a place and time for it, I think. So for constraints, I use them for some things, but I don't use them for for limbs. I have a whole video about it, so you should watch it. I'm gonna link it. But yeah, I think they're great, but not for the type not for the type of rig I'm doing, for example. But if it's more limited animation and you want your character to have their foot planted in the ground, constraints are amazing. And someone else will probably tell you otherwise, but I know that to me they don't feel natural, so I don't enjoy them. What are you saying?
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, no, I was saying it's like it's very much like the 3D like IKFK kind of deal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
in
can
3D
see.
it works. Because in 3D you
Yeah,
actually have a model that you can attach the
right.
limbs to. In 2D you're cheating your way out of everything. So it's not as easy and effective or intuitive, should I say, to use. Okay, I lost that. Oh, that eye drawing is there. I'm keeping that. That's a keeper.
Yes, a keeper.
There you go, saved. Alright, back to Ellie. What was I doing? Oh yeah, that pose.
Constraints. Vincent saying unofficial blinking tutorial today. Yeah, you guys did this. This is your fault.
Yeah, you should like
Hope you
clip
guys
it
are.
or something.
Yeah, I hope you guys are happy. Yeah, I like these drawings so far. They're looking good.
Thank you.
Joshua says I have to go soon, but this is such a fun stream. Well, thanks for dropping by.
Yeah, it's fun because you guys are here. Including you,
Yeah.
Robo. If it was just me, it would be boring.
Yeah, I'm always happy to hang. It's nice hanging out and working on stuff. Feels like I'm in an office again. Oh.
Yeah.
What about people in chat? Are you guys working? What are you guys up to? You working along with us? Let me know or I'll be so cross with you guys.
I always, I do a lot of archery in my spare time at my home. But, I always feel super awkward if my neighbors see. So
Why?
Because I'm shooting a fucking
why?
bow
It's
in my backyard that is not fenced. So,
Oh, okay. I can see how that's
so
awkward.
you know, but like, you know, like I I have no neighbors. No one's there, right? So, but like today, like no one ever walks. I live in the woods, you guys. So like I was just getting out of my house with my bow in an hour, and like just had eye contact with someone taking a walk, and I just got back in my house. I felt so
You're
awkward.
just bow notched, and you're like, "Howdy, neighbor."
Yes, I was like, yeah, that is awkward. So it's
Yeah,
funny
like,
because I usually shoot. Okay, but let it be known, when I shoot in my backyard, I don't do full draws. Like I don't shoot like my bow should shoot. I just do. It's more like for because it's very good for your back. So I usually
oh
shoot
yeah.
like at a cardboard box, and you know, in a place where there is no neighbor. So, yeah, but I'm always like, people are gonna think I'm crazy. I don't know. I don't know, man. But
I don't know.
I don't know. I've always loved archery.
You should just own it next time. Just like have like a Robin Hood hat, just dressed in all green. Be like,
No.
"Hello, fellow adventurer," and just
I will own it when I receive my net, because I ordered like a net, like a big net to put behind so that it doesn't go anywhere else. Yeah.
I like what Vincent said. "Don't you dare step on my lawn."
With my bow. Yeah, I love that. Like, and if you guys are looking for like a sport that is not that expensive, I mean, it is more expensive than soccer. Like, soccer is like the ultimate cheap sport. But, like, you know, like, give archery a try. It's you know, once you get your bow, it's pretty like you do need to find like a place to shoot it. But usually, like, archery range are not that expensive, and I think to me it's because like I'm a very active person. Like, I love to do sports, but I don't like to hit the gym. To me, it's boring. Sorry, Robani, you like it. And
That's
especially
fair.
when you're
No,
like
I totally get that.
when you're not a dude, like, dude are so annoying. So I'm like, ugh, I hate the gym.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could see how
Right.
like as a woman, that's very annoying.
Ugh.
Don't bother me.
Yeah, I just want to do my shit. And, you know, but I like archery, and it's, if you find like a shooting range, it's, you can just bring your bow and it makes it a lot cheaper. Because usually what is expensive is renting the equipment, which is great if you're just trying to see if you like it. But yeah, so try look around you if you have like a, because oftentimes it's done in schools, so it's very cheap. They just like rent out the gymnasium like a few nights a week, and you can just go there. So look around you. It might be a good sport for you as a drawing person, because it's hecking good for your back, man. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah.
No, it's good to find ways to just be active, especially when you sit at your desk all day.
Yeah.
Listen to us old folk. Just been for desk jobs. Going, my back.
My back.
Yeah, but like, no, I think you're totally right with the whole archery thing. Because I remember like the first time I tried archery, and I was like, "This will be easy," and I was like, "Oh, what's happening?"
Really?
Well, because it does it uses muscles you don't normally use.
That's the thing though. I've been shooting my whole
So
life, so I don't
yeah.
know.
So
Interesting. But you're
Ooh,
you're like you're like, you're buff, man.
Oh.
You're like super
no,
buff.
I was talking about like way back when, like,
Oh,
a few years
okay.
ago. Now, easy. What? I was kidding.
But yeah, I love that sport a lot. Cause like, yes, it's a sport, but like, let's be honest, you don't feel like you're actually doing, like, I just feel it's epic, man. I'm like, dude, That's some D&D shit right there. Like I first did it as a kid at summer camp, like that whole like archery thing, and that was 100% because I was into Zelda back in the days,
Mm-hmm.
and was like, dude, I'm a hero. I shoot a bow.
I am the hero of time. Ooh, Zipk is asking how to animate the hair on a rig. Well, you got a fun thing kind of set up for Ellie's hair.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like I don't know because when I rig a character, when I design a character, I made it good to be rigged. Like I tried to find a way that's gonna look good rigged because like hair in hand drawn animation is easy because it's a fluid movement that you can just animate. But in a rig, every piece needs to be a piece. So I would say I don't know what to tell you because
Yeah, there's yeah, it sounds like there's not like a a one all answer that kind of fits all things. Like it really depends on like the design of the character and the type of hair and all that stuff. And I mean, if you're doing an anime character, there's gonna be so many pieces. You have to think of the layers
it's
and
like don't.
just don't.
I honestly just don't. Yeah.
How do you animate hair? Just redesign the character. I'm just kidding.
But honestly, though, about that, like people are always like, "Oh yeah, but like 2D animators are so lazy because it rigs either you have like ponytails or braids or whatever." But I'm like, back in the days, like think of early 3D animation. You would never see loose hair, and even today, you don't often see loose hair because it's like the most computing thing ever. So,
Oh
in
yeah.
animation, it's not about even about laziness. It's just like very very hard and time consuming to do um loose animation just because of every strand of hair needs to be a piece. If you look at Tangled show when the hair are loose, it's just people painstakingly just animating this frame by frame, hand drawn, using the rig. Like they just have many layers and deformers and shit. It is a nightmare. So honestly, my advice is just try not to. Try to avoid yourself, or do it like when it counts. Like I don't know. Yeah.
Advice: just get a hair clipper, shave that character, just
Shave it.
move the headache. Problem solving one bald character at a time. But yeah, no, that like makes sense. Like there has to be kind of like balance in all of the types of thing. It's like, okay, where do you want to spend your time?
Yep. Very important.
Sorry, Zipki, probably not the advice you want to hear, but probably some helpful things to think about when you're like animating hair, designing a character.
What are you gonna
Vincent.
say?
No, I'm just reading Vincent's comment. It's like all characters are bald now. Problem solved.
Yeah, let's
There
go.
you go. Now you're thinking like an animator. Gotta do some problem solving. Just clip those characters.
I do a lot of copy pasting for that, which I wouldn't do if I was actually doing hand drawn animation because it looks off. But this is just a rig helper, so I will copy paste stuff. But when I do the rigging, I will make sure, when I do the cutout animation, I'll make sure to make the pose look slightly different because otherwise, like if you have something that doesn't move, it's gonna catch on the eye for sure. A good example for that is the bad guy in Cloudy with His Chance of Meatball 2, where usually Um, yeah, usually you're gonna have a character that nothing moves except one thing, and that one thing catches your attention because it's the contrast.
Mm.
They made the bad guy make it that like all everything around him move except one thing, and that's the thing you're gonna actually pay attention to. So he's a really
Mm.
weirdo. Look into it. Bad guy. Played with
Oh,
it says
oh,
Mabel
with
too. The
in
Steve
this,
Jobs
yeah, yeah,
guy.
yeah, in the second, yeah, in the second movie. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I love the movement of that character. They do such a great job. That that's so smart. Yeah.
Like when I do these poses for rig animation, I usually focus on what's gonna be harder to do with the rig. So like for example here her torso is gonna be pretty straightforward because I already have like different angles of the torso, and it's already like all, so like I don't need to be that precise with what's going on there. I can just figure it out when I do the rig tracing. But like the arms and the dress, this is going to be something that I have a lot of interpretation to do. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. That's why here it's still pretty loose and messy, but that's the joy of rigging. I don't need to make it precise because I already have the rig to figure it out. Or like this is a weird angle, so I actually needed to draw it. But yeah, that's why I love hand
Yeah,
drawing.
no, I get it. Yeah, you're being economical with your cleanup because you're like, okay, I'm gonna be doing this the rig anyways. What do I really need to spend time figuring out?
Yeah, and better animator than me wouldn't even need to do all that. But like I said, I don't animate often, and I just do it for fun. Like, and that's something I had to come to terms with because I was like, oh man, like, I'm not that great of an animator anymore. But I'm like, you went from animating full time to not animating full time. That is also a big difference. So getting
Yeah.
good at animation also has to do with how much you do it. So the more you do it, the better you'll be. So you're gonna learn to be good at your job or at whatever project you're doing. The more you do it,
Yeah.
if it can help you feel better, you guys.
Wait, I think we got another question. Huh, ha, da, buh. Sipke has another question.
Zipki, you're so freaking
It,
annoying. Come in chat. Stop asking questions in
yeah,
the chat.
yeah, hop on or hop on the stream. But you're joking aside. Next question. What part of the rig takes more time for you to build?
It's always the head, man. I don't know, actually. I think it depends on the character. Yeah, it depends. I'm sorry. But I don't know. I don't know what to answer.
Well, you have to draw like the most kind of like drawing replacements for like the head, right? Like the mouth shapes, eye shapes.
Oh yeah, if you count mouth shapes and shit, and yeah, okay, head, 100% the head. Well, because the head is the thing you're gonna use the most as well. Because if you have a redress, you're gonna use the same head and slap it on another body. So I usually spend a lot of time on the face. Also,
Yeah.
also it depends, man. Because like, look at Ellie's arms. They're just two pieces. Well, three with the elbow and the hand. But some people have very complicated arms. So I can't say, man. I think that the thing that takes the most time to rig is the most complicated part of the design, whatever that is for your design.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. And most of the time that like kinda is like the face, because that's where we look most of the time.
Yep.
Connect to the character. So yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
Like, I'm not taking time to draw all the hair because the hair is already in the rig. So, Wait, where did my music go? Oh, there it is. Sifki, I'm kidding. If you're on your iPad, just stay on your iPad. Oh wait, your PC. You know, don't worry about it. We were not actually bullying you.
Yeah, only if you want to hang. Or you could just animate on your iPad and just hop on Discord on the PC.
And I
Not
think
that would.
maybe there's no mic. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all good. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Is it though? I'm just
It's
saying this
not.
to be
I'm
nice.
trying to make her feel better, but now we're calling her out on stream. No, I'm just kidding. Little furry shoulders. Big fan. All right. I got one drawing done. Gotta do one more. Be fine. This one will be easy. Do 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 do. Sorry, I'm also quiet because I'm just.
It's
focusing
okay.
on
We're all
drawing.
vibing.
We're all vibing. We're all on the same workspace.
Okay, I have a thing important
Hang
here.
out.
I did that
Okay.
animation, well, these drawings, according to a reference. And in real life, when gymnasts or dancers, they do this kind of move, it is usually important that the head stays in place and the arms, they barely move. However, this is when people say, do not trace your reference. Well, trace it to learn. But on an animation, what makes the difference between rotoscopic and like tracing or mocap and actual quality, like well thought animation, is the arcs. Because yes, a lot of the arcs come naturally in a reference that you're going to film, but sometimes not. So I could just keep the head on place and it would work. But here instead, I cheated one of the drawing to get a nice arc for the head motion here, which is not how it should be done. Like if you're a professional dancer, you'll be like, oh yeah, it needs to be at the same level or you lose points. I don't give a shit. I just want to have a nice arc motion for my head. So she starts there, then it goes down, and then it's gonna like travel like this, and then another nice arc. Just because overall it makes it look better. So that's when sometimes you have to not forget to cheat your way. Oh man, it looks so much better now that I added the arc instead of following the reference.
You're basically like saying like think about like the art of it over like the real life like
It's like a mix of both.
I guess application. Yeah, exactly.
Like the
I
locomotion
remember.
is real, but try to also like include the animation principles in it.
Yeah. It's like you gotta like pick and choose. Like you're like, okay, I need to have stuff that looks cool but also looks believable at the same time, right? I remember whatchamacallit, I was like watching this video, whatnot, and it was like uh, it was like them like animating like Iron Man, and like they had this big trouble of they're like, oh, we kept doing all this like mocap to try to get Iron Man to like turn his head, and it just wasn't looking right. And so like an animator got his hands on it. He was like, nah, you got to do this. If you want him to look cool, have him turn his body first and
Mm-hmm.
then his head.
Yeah, I remember that. I saw that.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool because like I mean, who the heck does that in real life? Absolutely nobody.
But
But just like
it looks cool.
yeah, it like looks cool where it's like where Iron Man just like, you know, he's too cool, doesn't care about like anything. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna turn my body first and then my head. Oh, now I'm looking at you. All right. And like, yeah. So it's like so cool.
Yep, yep,
So
yep.
cool, so fab. Animation's cool, guys.
Also, for a tip for hand and arm, because like I said, I don't have an easy time any schmooding or drawing, especially anatomy and stuff. So try to think in shapes, and I've come to notice that with hand, it's nice when you make them kind of point towards something. So like now she's kind of gonna land on the ground or something. So instead of having the two hands just like flat like this, which would work, sometimes just giving them a little like, imagine that like she's landing on the floor, and if this is her head, like her hands would probably be like in a triangle on the ground, and it also makes it look more dynamic there. So like I don't know, I tend to like to include like triangles in the way that I think these things. I
Hmm.
don't know if it makes sense, but yeah.
No, you're basically just all those animation principles, all those 12 principles of animation. Ooh, shape and silhouette and orcs. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Yeah, no, that like 100% makes sense. Thinking of the shape. Yeah, and hands are hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna revisit those hands for sure when I actually do it, but I don't feel like it. I'm just so hungry, man. I'm gonna eat soon.
Hmm. No, yeah, that's fair. I'm probably gonna be eating soon too. Got some fresh cicadas in the fridge.
Tasty.
Delicious. Delicious cicadas. I almost want to ask chat. I'm like, what chat, what are you having for lunch? But that'll just make us hungrier. So
What are you
please,
having for
whatever you
lunch,
do,
chat? Let's
whatever you
torture
do, don't
people.
don't post what you're gonna have for lunch in chat. You'll just make us hungry.
Make me hungry.
Oh, that is such a cute little drawing.
Oh,
Hmm. What?
I just I just saw Zipkey post on Discord. It's like pull me in, and I'm like, oh, I guess he doesn't have
They.
access
Oh,
to
I've been
here.
messing up with it so much. God damn it. Yeah, I'm still fixing the Discord. Hi, Zip.
Hey,
Oh,
How you doing?
oh, hold on.
oh, oh,
I legit heard the echo, and it scared.
echo,
Hello.
echo, echo.
Echo. Echo location.
How you doing?
Shit. What do you guys think? Besides rigging, well, not rigging. I see 2D frame by frame.
Yeah, I'm just designing little characters.
Because I want bad at being good to succeed, so I'm gonna. I need to do it. I need to do the thing.
Oh yeah, but everybody.
You know, when
Yeah,
you
it's
have
just
projects,
now.
Zip, do them.
Do 'em.
Doom.
I'm trying.
Well, you know, but that's what I'm saying. You do great. You actually do all your stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's so great. Good job. Don't cry, friend.
I'm not crying. It's okay. We're all gonna get there. I just want an indie anime. That's it. That's it. That's all I want. I picked the wrong niche. I picked the wrong niche. That's all I got. But no, I'm glad to see you guys are okay. I was asking like all the basic questions to get the chat, like asking the normal questions about rigging.
No, those are all good.
Cause even right now, I'm making a baby pseudo rig on my iPad. And then Rosario, you had to go and call me out for my anime.
What? I did nothing. Oh yeah, no, you did, Robo. You're rude.
Yeah,
No, that
bro,
was
that was messed up.
100% me.
Bro, that was so messed up. It's like I can't have an anime style and rig it. What do you mean? But I learned the hard way.
I mean,
Yes,
I wasn't like calling out your style particularly, but I just know anime hair is hard to animate
it
in
is.
general.
It is on a rig.
So yes, you were just caught in the crossfire, but sorry about that. But it is true. It's just hard to animate. You really have to be like kind of like economical with your like character designs, right? Where you're like, okay, how will this character actually move? Look cool.
Oh, which brain?
It's Witch Brim. Wow.
Oh,
Hello.
wait, it's Brim?
Which
I read
brim?
it. Brim.
Which
Which
brim?
brim?
That brim. Which brim? That brim.
Which Brim? Oh my god, I was so close to saying broom.
Hmm?
Which brim? Which brim? Which brim? Yeah, I'm curious. What are you making a rig in and on the iPad? Are you using Procreate or?
I'm using an app called Toon Squid.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
I don't use it as much, but like out of all of the like kind of animation programs I've kind of tested out, like that one
No,
actually kind of worked out the
it's
best.
doing its best. I just got into the beta part of it, so there's like a lot of features, and I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah, it has like a lot of the stuff that I mean, by default that I use to kind of like cheat animation, just like, the free transform kind of stuff.
Yeah, all the stuff that Procreate was not decent enough to give
But we're not
us.
gonna talk about. Don't talk about Procreate Nightmare.
Yeah, it's fine. We don't have to talk about it. But we will just talk about how disappointed I am.
I am disappointed.
I'm not mad at you, I'm just disappointed.
Oh my god, that's even worse.
Expected better from you.
Especially since you had a big booth at Lightbox. Whole big. Not saying it's bad. I'll still support you. Just
Just, come on, man! No, just kidding.
I just want a selection tool.
Right? That's where I'm at.
I think it's been actually a year since Procreate Dreams has like officially came out. You have so much motion in that flip.
Oh.
My thing is, if you have a rig, right? Why are you doing like the rough animation of it?
Because these poses are hecking complex. Like, I can't just eyeball these poses.
Are you gonna leave them as rough? Are you gonna crawl over them? Or are you just?
I'm gonna leave them as rough. It's just a guideline. Because I don't have like a storyboard or anything. And also I suck at drawing. So I need that. Not throwing a pity party, I'm just saying. Some people like they can just draw so fast and so easy. And I struggle with lots of things. So, no shame, no game.
I guess with that being said, like with this whole series that you're working on now, how many characters do you have like already rigged? Or do you have just these two?
Like, what's gonna happen to the dress? I don't know. So I'm trying to figure things out.
I think you got most of the characters done, right?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean most of the characters?
Like from
Very-
got it.
No, I only have Ellie and Wu.
You know what's funny? I think Z didn't hear the question.
What?
Yeah, I asked how many characters do you have done for the series as a whole, right? Now that you answered the question, you have only two.
I only have Ellie and Wu, and I'm not gonna make any more until I animate something with them. Because they're the only two ones that are like sure to be the thing, right? Because there's, we're still writing it, but these are the two only characters that are really like there for good, and there to stay and whatever. You don't rig characters that you're not sure of what they're gonna look like or what they're gonna stay or whatever. But yeah, Ellie and were the most solid ones. Yeah.
I guess it's more. I guess my question is, it's more when you start like thinking about an indie project, right?
Wait. I don't hear you. You're quiet.
Oh my god, that is probably why.
Wait. I'll make you more loud. Okay, what were you saying?
So, oh wait, hold on. Let me move my thoughts together. So, if you have an indie project, right? Where do you start first, right? I know you start with the character designs, or sometimes you'll start with like an idea, right?
Start something tiny. Especially if you have absolutely no production experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did so many game grumps and so many like even series. Like, I've been working in the animation industry for a while. I know how the sausage is made. And I'm pretty good at making it cheap. But a lot of people they don't know how to optimize, they don't know a bunch of things like that, and then they try to make a big project, and wow, little did you know, they're not able to make their 35-minute pilot without having done anything in their life before. So I mean, I'm sorry if I'm throwing shade to anyone. That's just the
It's
truth.
me. No, I'll say it's me because I'll take the blame because these are the questions that I would ask like anybody in the industry like when you're starting out, right? Because even right now,
I'm not
you
saying
see a
you
lot.
don't do it. I'm just saying do something small. Do something. But actually, no, like you're doing these animation every week or something. So like you know a little bit of what the sausage is made. But like
A
I'm
little bit
talking
of
more of like all the people that come on the stream being like, I want to make my own animated show. They're like 12 and they haven't done any animation. I'm like, start
It's
small.
true.
Do one little thing. Make something. So even for Bad at Being Good, the reason why I only have Ellie and Wu rigged is because I'm gonna animate these two together first and get a pulse like if people actually care about them, if the project is nice, if the animation is doable,
Mhm.
right? Before I actually launch into rigging like 6 characters and backgrounds and making crazy big stories and
Ah, okay. See, that's the question I was asking. I was just like, wait, I kind of get what you're saying, but at the same time, I got lost at like. I guess it's more like, why would you start in the first place? You know what I mean?
well because you
Like,
want to do it. Because you
that is
love your
true.
project, not because you think people will like it.
Mm-hmm.
If you like that's the thing with Bad at Being Good. Even if nobody cares about it, I do. And I know that whenever I draw Ellie, it makes Robo happy. And that's what I need, man.
Because she's a cute, fun, lovable character.
Hey Robo, where are you?
I
Rose
am
is,
here.
Oh okay,
Rose is supposed to
I
see
thought
his
internet
No, no,
died.
no.
head
I'm
in
here.
the
No,
bowl. What are you
she's.
talking about?
No, because it said
I've
that
been sitting on
no,
your head.
it said the chat disconnected and the internet died for a second. I
Oh,
was like,
oh
oh
no.
what?
Oh, yeah,
And
100%.
yeah.
That's on your end. We can hear you.
So yeah, so just do like if it makes someone happy, even if it's like that's all you need, I guess. Because also I see, oh, I want to make my project. It's gonna be so popular, and it's like gonna be the next whatever the show is popular these days with like the circus one or or has been or whatever. It's like no, like just do something because you like it. Because chances are maybe it's not gonna pick up or whatever. So make sure that you
Unless,
actually like your story.
unless you're doing it all by yourself as well.
Yeah.
Like,
And also, like, this is never going to be an indicator of how good it is if people like it or not. I mean, at some, like, yes, a little bit. But also, like, there's
Yeah,
so
there's
much
gonna
more
be like the
into it.
sole
That's what I
reason
mean.
why. Yeah,
So
should be the
many
sole
great
reason why you're
stories don't
doing
make it out. And
If you're doing it to be like quote unquote successful or like profitable,
rich,
there's so many other avenues
that's
that you could do.
become a
Way
yeah.
realtor.
easier. That'll get you there.
Yep. Like, sell houses. Then you'll be rich.
But how do I sell
Yeah.
a house
I
if I
mean-
never had experience selling a house?
I mean, go to school for it. I don't know. I'm not a house seller. I don't know. I think that's good. I
You
can't
just
know
go
what
into
the hair's
school.
gonna do.
Did you guys go to school for animation?
I did.
Yeah, I did as well.
I did not. I did the YouTube animations tutorials. That was
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that's
but
great.
education.
the YouTube tutorials were not there when I was studying it.
Yeah,
What do
that's
you
that's the
mean?
same with me.
Because I'm the one making them.
Well, okay, hold on. Well, like, I guess I also just it wasn't that. I was probably precise with what I was looking for. Is like how to animate a ball jumping, right? And then I also actually read the animation Bible, the survival guide to animation as well. On top of that, so I think where it comes from that, where it's just like it's more of like, what do you do if you don't have the resources like to go to school or anything,
Well,
right?
if I don't know, you do it on the internet. I have no idea. I didn't do it, so because like everybody's like I'm self-taught. It's like no, you're not. You learn from someone else's learning. So like
Yeah.
the only animators that I will agree are self-taught is people who've never seen anything in their lives. They live in a cave, and they they live in a cave. So like they've never met anyone. They never talked to anyone because you're self-taught. No one taught you how to animate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't exist. Everybody learns from someone else, especially in animation. If you go to a school, it's the teacher teaching you, yes. But if you don't go to school, you have YouTube, you have books, you have everything. Um, so yes, if you go to school, like I have a whole series of videos about it. So you guys should go listen. It's a nice podcast. But going to school, if you have a school that's affordable in your area, do it. I 100% recommend it. But it's not the only way to learn school, to learn animation. And I talk about it for ages in the video. Like, what school gives you that, like, because also, there is this school of thought that people are like, oh, going to school for animation is bad. It's going to make you a bad artist. I'm like, no, like, none of it is perfect, okay? But it's undeniable that what a school is going to give you is a community of people to learn with. It is also going to give you professionals, usually, hopefully, that you will be able to speak with about the work experience, about like stuff just like to communicate with. So a community, it gives you mentors. It also gives you accountability. Not accountability, but like you have to do the homework, right? You can't just be like, oh, making this animation is so hard, I'm gonna give up. You can't give up because you're in school. Like your fucking life depends on it for that 6 months. So
Right.
community, mentors, accountability, and these are some things that school give you, or should give you at least, when you attend. Can you replicate these on your own? Yes. Is it going to be as easy? No. Because, like, if you go into school, you have, or you should, talk to your classmates, to your teacher. If you're on your own learning animation in your basement and you don't talk to anyone, it's going to be a bit hard to get that community aspect. So how do you do it? Then you find the right, I don't know, community, like Discord server or other, I don't know if there's other social media that are like Discord.
Oh man, it reminds me of like Reddit forums back in the day.
Yeah, so like,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Like-
yeah.
Like I kind of have the same opinion as Z, but to like kind of add on to it, like kind of also know what you're getting yourself into.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, let's be real, the animation industry is not very lucrative, and
It's
it's
not
also
kind.
very
It
and it's
is not.
also it's also very hard to get into.
Yep.
So what tends to happen and why people are kind of against school is because we hear so many stories of people like, oh, I went to school, I spent so much money and so much time, but I didn't get a job. And it's like, yeah, you'll also face that if you're quote unquote self-taught as well. It's not mutually exclusive. So it's about like the resources and what you kind of like put into it. It's like yes, you can put in the same amount of time if you're kind of teaching yourself at home using tutorials and
Yeah.
stuff. And you could be successful. Like I would argue that yes, you were very successful for what you have done being self-taught, and many other animators have done so as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I know for
I know a lot of
my
people who it's the opposite.
yeah, and I know for myself,
Indeed.
having a school did help me be successful because it built that environment where it's like, okay, I have the school that gives me all of the programs that I need. It gives me the community that I need to work on these projects and find the people that I can work on these like projects with and like collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I think it really depends. I don't think one is better than the other. I will say it is hard. It is nice to have like a teacher in a course to hold you accountable than holding yourself accountable, because when you hold yourself accountable and then you inevitably don't get what you get out of it or want to do, you could very much go down a spiral.
Mm.
Yeah, and also for all that, like the other thing too is that um, you have to be careful. Like I am, how do you say, like I do believe some schools are great. Like the concept of schools is great. Like it's a great, usually concept, but we have to be real. A lot of schools are predatory, and they're gonna
Yep.
say, "Give me your money," and I'm gonna. Yeah, okay, that's the thing. Okay, hard truth. I'll be real here because I'm not known to sugarcoat stuff.
That's what I like. Go on.
Right? Okay, let's say you're in a school. They. Okay, yeah, okay. I'll take my animation school for example back then. There was a strict limit to how many people would get in. We didn't have any. That's what I like. We didn't have any like portfolios or whatever. It was a on-site exam that you had to take for like 2 hours or 3 hours. I think like everybody was doing the same exam, and out of like the hundreds that applied, they would take I think 50 per programs, like 50 2Ds and 50 3D kids. Well, kids, teenagers, I guess. So it was pretty goddamn hard to get in. I think I was like 47 out of 50 to get in, okay? So barely didn't make it. The thing is, though, a lot of people are gonna try these schools. And mine was a public school, so it was pretty goddamn cheap. So the thing is, they're gonna try, not gonna succeed, but like really not gonna succeed. Like a very, very low score. And
Right.
you know, like getting a low score like that, like giving away a low score like that, people are just gonna be like, oh, that school is mean, that school is evil. But in a way, if you have that much difficulty making just an entrance exam or like a portfolio submission or whatever, the thing is, the school can only train so many people for the jobs after, and that's a different school. That's the difference oftentimes between like an animation school and like fine arts or whatever. Fine arts, you go there, you do art, it's fun, it's fine, you do fine arts, and after that you probably do, I don't know what you do after fine arts. I didn't study fine arts, but when you do the animation school, usually it's because you want to work into the industry. And if a school just accepts anyone and graduates everyone, then what's the point of the school having any kind of credibility, right? So if a school just gives out, accepts everyone, usually it's going to give like poor education because there's only so many rooms in a class and teachers and stuff. So our school had a quota of that many people, because then if the school produces, I think my school would produce like maybe 20, I think the most we had in 1 year was 40 graduates, and that was my year, but it was a special year. Usually it's like 20, 22 people graduate from my animation school every year. This used to be enough to fill the studios in the area. If the school graduates 300 people, there is no 300 junior posts out there. So a school can make a lot of graduates, and then they're not gonna find work, and it's very hard, and it's horrible for people, right? Because they're like, oh, I gave so much time and stuff to learn that, and then I don't get a job. And I say that for people who want to work in industry, but I 100% believe that you don't need to work in the industry to be valid.
Yeah.
I don't even work in studios anymore because I hate it, right? I make the animation software, animate for my own fun, but I don't work in studios anymore, right? And I'm a valid artist person. I love animation. I just don't do it for other people because I didn't enjoy it. Other people do, and that's fine. So what I mean is that if you can't make it to like public school, for example, because the skills are maybe not there yet, work on your skills, because the thing that pains me the most, and I've seen it, and I think it's disgusting. Some people cannot get into certain schools because the skill level maybe is not there yet. And not out of like bad intention, but sometimes instead of working on maybe honing the skills, they turn to what I call like schools where you buy your diplomas. So sometimes schools, they're gonna take you in, you're gonna pass all your classes, you're gonna feel amazing, they're gonna validate you and stuff, you're gonna graduate, and you will give them your $70,000 and then you'll graduate. But you know, you basically bought yourself an animation diplomas with perhaps not earning the skills. And this is something that really pains me, because it's taking advantage of kids that don't know any better. They just see this animation school, they think that they're gonna learn and stuff, but like they go there, they pay a lot of money, and oftentimes, you know, they don't get the harsh truth. Like they don't maybe get the nice feedback, because like some schools, you can fail, and that's just life. I almost failed one class, two classes actually. I almost failed 3D rigging because I suck at it, but I had to work extra
I've been
hard. Right? And yeah, so I don't know, it's a very hard subject. I'm just trying to be real. If you want to get into a school, research it, please. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I can speak on like the same thing, because like I very much went to like one of those schools, and it was very much like when I spent like a couple semesters in, like the school kind of transitioned and it became for profit, which is basically like those schools that you're talking about, right? Where it's like they
Did you
just like,
see a
oh yeah,
change?
huh?
Did you see a change when it
Oh yeah.
became for
Yeah, I definitely saw like 100% a change in like the students that are being accepted, like the drop in quality and all that stuff. But like again, like what I say is like kind of get what you can out of like the school. Don't solely depend on the structure that they give you. Use that as like a baseline, and then like try to build what you want out of it. Um, and like I very much had to kind of build my own job from my degree, because like I have a degree in 3D animation, but I don't
Hey, me too.
honestly, but I don't use it. I don't use it professionally at all. Like I'm strictly a 2D animator for games, and I've been doing that for 7 years.
And you do it so well.
Thank you. But I was very lucky and fortunate to find such a niche job. But what I had to do to get that, and like, I mean, yeah, again, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sugarcoat it too. Mine was a very small school. We had maybe like 20 odd students. That was my class that graduated. Probably about 5 or 7 of us got like industry jobs. And like we were like the big lucky school. But anyway, like big lucky class. But anyways, I very much had to like it took me 2 years to find a full-time gig, and I very much had to kind of build my skills from the ground up even after getting out of school, because like I mean, let's face it, like the expectation is like they put for school is that you're going to school for 2 to 4 years and you're expected to be industry ready, versus these people who has been at the job that you're searching for like 5 plus years. That's a hard ask. And I very much kind of built my job from taking the principles that I learned from 3D animation, took additional schooling, and I was like, okay, I can use the principles of doing layered animation and doing like knowing the ins and outs of the graph editor and apply that to 2D animation to animate faster and more effective than most people.
Now, that leads into another question with like how with the degree that you have and like let's just say you haven't done 3D animation in years. Do you still have that skill set and knowledge or are you just a little rusty on the edges?
I mean, you're gonna be rusty for sure because the
Yeah.
technology changes so much. Like Robo, I graduated in 3D animation. Bum bum bum, revelation. I mean, I did
We're
2D
3D
and
animators.
I mean, I did 2D and 3D. So, and I did it. I knew that 2D was what I wanted to do most. But I also studied 3D because I thought I couldn't draw and I would never find work in 2D animation. I'm just being honest. I was like, well, it's 2 years more, so I'm just going to study 3D in case. And also because I wanted to be able to make like backgrounds and props and stuff too to help me out in my
Productions.
yeah,
Or
by
yourself.
production and stuff. So I wanted to learn it out of like necessity. But I knew that I needed to still practice it, not to lose it. So, even throughout the years, I was like, I'm not using 3D that much anymore, but I'm gonna keep, reading about it. Sometimes, like, try, like, doing it once in a while just to practice it. And I'm like, one day it's gonna be useful. And that day actually came in, like, last May. Well, a bit before, actually. When Toon Boom was like, hey, we're, like, Harmony is gonna have better 3D capabilities and stuff, and they're like, oh, we're gonna need to hire like 3D people, and I'm like, well, I know 3D. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I know 3D. You guys, like, Toon Boom seems to forget that the first time they hired me was as a 3D freelancer to fix another person's job that was not right. So they hired me as a 3D freelance artist to fix some things. That was my first job at Toon Boom. And yes, I'm like, I'm a 3D artist. And they're like, oh. So now in my day to day, I do a lot more 3D, but it's been like, I graduated in 3D in 2016. So it's been almost 10 years. So could I still rig the same level of characters as in the past? No. But I don't need to, right? So I chose the skills I wanted to keep, but in that I was doing low poly modeling. So that I kept it. So you do lose your skills if you don't use them. But you don't lose the essence. Like, I understand what 3D is. I don't need to be an expert,
Yeah, like
right?
the general like art principles are all kind of like there. Like no matter if you're in 2D and 3D, like animation's still feel like Incredibles. Animation's still animation. Math is still math. Can't change. No. But yeah, cause like I was like kind of like the same thing where like you don't completely lose it. I mean like much like any discipline, it's like if you don't use it enough, you do lose it to an extent. But like a lot of it does kind of come back. It's like riding a bike, and
Yeah.
like you kind of have to learn a bunch of programs or learn a bunch of disciplines depending on the job and as things go by, because like technology is always changing, right? Like that's never going to change, so you always have to kind of adapt to what you need to do.
What I mean is that today, if, like, I could not apply to a job as a 3D animator.
Yeah.
That these days are gone. But at my work at Toon Boom, for example, I oversee 3D pipelines and productions and stuff. And that I'm fine because while I can't rig anymore, well, I can. I did it for like something simple. I know what rigging is. So I can be like, well, you're going to need, like, someone who's competent is going to need to do this. It's not going to be me because I don't know how to do it anymore. But like the knowledge is there. And even when I was a 2D artist on production, maybe I was not doing 3D animation, but I was able to say like, this could be done in 3D and have realistic expectations about it because I knew how the sausage is made. Right? So sometimes it's not about being an expert in 3D, for example, but I do recommend people actually at least learn a bit about it so that they're not completely clueless about this very important technology in our industry. Yeah.
Oh, so how's everybody doing? I know we've been kind of very, very real about.
Yeah,
this
we're doing it. I
No, I
like
just
we
wanted
need
to
some
make sure.
honest truth.
Well, yeah, like sometimes,
Uh,
yeah, they do.
Well, because
The
like school need to give that truth a bit more, just so that they don't lie about a dream that might not be a dream. Like I'm very sensitive to that topic, so I'm glad my school was pretty real about it. But I see that it's not all the schools that do it, and yeah, so
no.
Yeah, I was very fortunate to like kind of like learn like that expectation like kind of at the tail end of my school, like also like going to like conventions like CTN, and like they didn't have Lightbox at the time when I was in school,
me
but like
neither.
yeah, like going to things like CTN really kind of set the expectation, and like talking to and like yeah, kind of like what we're doing right now, like talking to other people, seeing what they are, because like oh my gosh, that's like so important, especially when you're talking about wages and stuff. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask that question, but
Because like
Uh,
I'll be honest, I was like I I took on many jobs where I was underpaid, and it's not until talking to like my coworkers, they were like, "What? You're getting paid that much? That's so little." And I was like, "What? Really? I just did a Google search, and I was like, what's a salary for an animator?" And I was like, "That." And they're like, "No." But that's a whole nother topic I can talk
yeah.
about.
But like I just
yeah.
think it's important to have like a realistic approach because I actually got into an argument with friends lately about it. But like it is not an easy industry to be in and people need to be real about it. So like I strongly recommend, especially today, to and actually like not actually for anything in life, like always have not a plan B, but I like to call it a second option.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if you go to school for animation and you want to work in animation, you get out of school, there is no job. There's just no job. Then what do you do? Do you like cry about it? Yes, crying is fine. Emotions live them. But at one
Yeah.
point you have to do something else, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I always say don't limit your skills to just one thing. And there's a old coworker I had in the past. Her name is Jackie Druho, and she has a cool YouTube channel. You should check it out. But she was explaining it so well in her videos where she's a super talented concept artist, character designer. She's phenomenal, phenomenal. Like I don't know how to like she's crazy. She injured her hand. What do you do when you're a character designer, which your whole life revolves around designing
Oh,
things,
I know exactly who you're talking about too.
if you can't use your arm anymore? She was like, I can't do shit. You can't work, you can't do anything. So that's dramatic, right? But the thing is, like, if you get out of school, always, and even like I say get out of school, but like I mean, even if you're teaching yourself on YouTube or whatever, but like when you want to get the work, like I'm just being honest, and people can hate me for it. Chances are there is not going to be any work because the industry is not going well at the moment for many reasons, and people that I graduated with, and I will brag, but my cohort was one of the best the school ever had. Probably not because of me, because of everyone else. They were so goddamn talented, these crazy people. A lot of these people that I've been working for 10 years now in the industry, super talented, they are looking for work at the moment. So when the industry picks up again, chances are that the people who are going to get hired are the people who are looking who lost their jobs recently, right? So it's going
Yeah.
to take a while before the industry picks up. And like I said, people can hate me for it and they probably will, but I can't lie about that. It's so important. Like that's why I keep saying that you don't need to work in a studio to be a valid artist. Just do animation if you like it, but have another option as of what you want to do to earn a living. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was literally
right?
talking to my friends like at Lightbox who are
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
industry
say.
yeah, yeah, who are industry professionals like in LA, like working at studios and stuff, and they're like, yeah, it's rough right now. Like
Yeah.
um there's a lot of
Uproar.
fighting for uh proper wages and jobs, and yeah, right now it's not happening.
Don't say it like that, but it's true.
I mean, like I said, people can hate me for it, but it's just the truth. That's what the industry is at the moment. And the thing is too, is that's why I'm calling it like a well, Ali, you can send a Discord link here if you want, but people can just look into the description of the video and the Discord
No,
invite is
they're
there.
saying that it's broken.
What? Oh yeah, because we lost our status. No. Okay, I'm gonna make one.
Wait, what do you mean you lost your
Oh,
status in
because
this
we don't have enough booster. Oops.
Oh yeah.
It
Okay, yeah, I just
happens.
looked at that.
Okay, I'm gonna make a new invite. Okay, I'll post it in the chat.
Oh,
And
that
I'll fix
explains
it
a lot.
later. Yeah.
Oh
Oh
my
well.
gosh, if you just said that, I have boosted my own server, and it's no wonder I got charged to my account.
Oh. Okay, so what I was gonna say is I talk about the second option just because um like even I always had a second option. Like if I would not make it into a studio, I was like, fine, I'm just gonna work elsewhere. Like I'm a very social person. I love to work I love to work with people. So if I didn't have an animation job, I know like I was working as a guide in like a well, not a summer camp, but like it's like a outdoor facility. And I love that. I still do that job today. Like I sometimes, if I'm off from Toon Boom, I just go work there. I love it. Okay, so that's my plan B, or my option B, should I say? And for
Anyway,
it is useful. Like I came back, like I worked in Denmark for some months, and then I came back to Canada for like some months, and I was like, I only have like 3 months. I was not gonna go work in the studio. I was like, I'm just so I did the summer camp thing, and I was like, that's super fun. So what I mean is that your skills shouldn't be only to be an animator, because chances are you're not gonna have jobs for for animation. So what else are you gonna do? And this is where it gets interesting. You can find something that is related to what you like about animation, but just make
Right.
it related. So I have an animator friend who works in. She's not an animator for shows. She does a lot of indie stuff, but indie is just the extra money. Her actual job that pays her house and her bills. She works in a library because she loves books. So she's like, I get paid to be in the library and be around books. I also have books about animation that I can read, and when I get home, I actually want to draw. Or you can work, like I said, like I work with people, like I work with customers, like at this outdoor facility based thing camp. When I come, like I love being there because I love the outdoors. I'm an outdoors person. I would spend my whole day outside if I could. So that's what I like. I have another person who, my friend, she loves people also. She loves to work at a counter. She works at the post office. And when she's home, she does her drawings and animations and stuff. So that's what I want to stop demonizing the fact that you have to work in a studio to be happy. And it's not true. You can absolutely do animation on the side and have another job that's going to make you as happy, if not more happy, than animating someone else's stuff in a studio. Because it's not for everyone. It was not for me. Yeah.
You're drawing a rhino, and that leads into my next question. I know we talked so much about school and education and everything, but now this is where another thing is. Since there's a lot of people who like do character designs and everything, some people do backgrounds. What made you want to pick a certain like type of style, right? Or I guess as an animator, should you know everything about like backgrounds, other character designs? Like you're drawing an animal, I was like, I don't think I can draw a rhino.
Well, animals are my favorite
rhino.
things.
Oh,
I don't know why I
I
drew a
can-
rhino, but I just like
Oh,
it.
I
Yeah,
can-
go for it.
Can I answer this question?
Yes.
Because like I got some really good advice from like a professor, or like no, it wasn't from a professor. It was
Also, I
from
have to go soon.
another.
Just saying.
Yeah. It was from another professional, where like they were asking, it's like, oh, should I be a specialist or should I be a jack of all trades? And the answer was to be be both. Be a Swiss Army knife with a scalpel attachment. So do what you love, do what figure like experiment and see what like act like makes you happy, but know enough about all the other like disciplines to kind of get you by. Kind of like I mean like the example that Z gave about like her being able to use her 3D knowledge. It's like she knows enough to get her by. She's not a 3D artist by trade professionally, but
I
because
used
she
to
has
be.
that knowledge. Well, sorry. I
For one
but
show,
yeah,
and I hated it.
yeah, that's right. No, I remember you showing me that show. But my point is that you know enough to kind of get by so that you'll be useful for whatever project or whatever thing that comes by. That
Yep.
makes sense.
So yeah, for that question, I agree with that. So I would say, another cool thing about schools, the schools I went to, we did our own short film and we had to learn everything. We were doing it on our own. I know other schools do teamwork. My school was like, we want our students to graduate from here and know at least like how the sausage is made so that you don't become a nuisance, a menace to everyone else in the studio. So they had us do our own backgrounds, our own everything. So we were not expert. I did not graduate from there being an expert at background, and I still am not. However, I know the importance of layering my backgrounds so that when I give them to someone else in the pipeline, they can work with them. So like I know the sensitivity of stuff. So even if you're not gonna be a background artist or whatever, I would say educate yourself about it. You might not be a 3D artist. Educate yourself about it. Just like learn about it a little bit. That's very important because you can only. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna illustrate it. Okay, imagine video games, characters, right? I think what Rebo was saying with the jack of all trade with the scalpel attachment is think of you as a video game character. Okay. You have many skills. Maybe I'm gonna do like BG, cutout, animation, rig. What else could it be? Organization. That's a big one. Okay, so you have like these things. Your
Your stats.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay. And it all goes from 1 to 10, okay? You only have like you only have, let's say, like 60 points to put there, okay? Where are you gonna put them? You cannot make more, but you can be like, so I want to put at least, okay, maybe not 60. 60 is not enough. Maybe like, okay, we have 100, okay? 100 points. Buy it, okay? So I want to know at least 20% of everything. So I think that's not gonna work. Fuck, I'm not good at math. Okay, fuck the stats, okay? I'm gonna tell you a number after, okay? Fuck, so I want like 20% of everything. That's not a lot. That's just enough to know a little bit. And then with my points, I'm gonna be like, maybe I'm gonna give more to animation there and cut out and stuff. So that, yes, you know about backgrounds, but you're not an expert. You can only know so much about the animation like that, right? So organization should be high. It's important. But what I mean is that you're a jack of all trades of everything, but you need a specialty. That is something you need in the industry. So,
Yeah,
like,
especially for like indie and like smaller projects, right?
So like for example here, like I want to be an animator, a hand-drawn animator. Well, that's gonna be your specialty. You're gonna max that stat. But so if you max one stat, then your other stats are gonna suffer from it. Is that a bad thing? No, it's just reality. So what we're trying to say, Robo and I, is that you can't max out all the stats. Don't aim for that. It's not right for yourself. There are exceptions where I'm a jack of all trade, like a massive jack of all trade, but there's not a lot of us, and it comes with certain skills. I'm a jack of all trade, but I don't have any, like, I'm a very, very big jack of all trade. Like, I think my stats would be like this. Like this. Like, I know a lot about this. Like, backgrounds, fuck it. Okay, I suck at backgrounds, okay? So, I know a lot of this because of my work. Like, because of my work at Toon Boom, I have to be freaking expert of compositing, rigging, hand-drawn animation, and that. But even this massive of a jack of all trade comes with limits. I am not great at cutout animation, and I'm like okay at everything else, but like I'm a jack of all trade because of my job. If I was back in the industry, I could not be the level of jack of all trades that I do. So if you're in the industry, you need to be what Robo said, a jack of all trade, knowing a bit of everything, but you need a scalpel. You need a specialty. You need something you're really good at. Because if you just keep being a jack of all trade that knows 20% of everything, you're going to get outclassed by all the other ones that have a little more knowledge about one specific thing. So
Now it makes me wonder, and I'm gonna ask this like the dark question. I know you're gonna go, right? So, if animators were Pokemon, right, and remember Pokemon has skill sets and stats, right? How proficient would you be in a skill set, right? Dang it! I came back. I had ham. That's why.
I don't know. So there. Wait, I need to post something for Ali. In the chat.
I think our question.
Gosh, I don't know, cause like I'm very much in the same camp as Z, cause like
Yeah.
for my job, I do a lot of animation, I do a lot of like character design and drawing and painting. I do a lot of kind of like comp work in effects animation. I know how to use particle systems.
But we aren't.
And-
What I mean is that we are not the norm. If you go in a
Yeah,
studio,
we're not the norm.
there's going to be 40 animators for 5 riggers. So you also need to learn what you like and what is available in terms of work and stuff. Because if you're not going to specialize, if you're going to be just low-level animator, you're going to get outclassed by everyone else. So if you're low-level animation and you also didn't learn anything else, then that's not good. For me, when I was in the industry, I was not the highest legendary animator, but I was a good enough jack of all trades so that my studio would literally throw me into any freaking jobs that they needed, and they knew they could, right? So when I was, for example, on Big Hero 6, I was working in I was working in the compositing crew, the animation crew, the cleanup crew. I was doing a bit of everything, and they loved that because they could switch me around. But there was also a few scalpels in the studio that they did animation like no one else. So I think it has to do with where you are in the world, what jobs is available, but it has to do with your personality as well. Because not everyone is a good scalpel, not everyone is a good jack of all trades. I've seen people try to be jack of all trades and just spread themselves way too thin. Because even if Robo and I are jack of all trades, we don't have all the trades. Like, Robo, I don't think none of you or I could be hired to do backgrounds.
Oh,
And we're not
no.
trying to either. We're learning it for fun. But we know that we're not work materials in terms of background. So, like, even if you're a jack of all trade, choose a few trades that fit together. So, like, actually, my jack of all tradeism is really production work oriented. So I know a lot about animation, rigging, compositing, pipeline advising, everything that is deep in the trenches, I know.
Mhm.
And storyboarding. I'm not that knowledgeable about anything that is like pre-production, like character design, prop design. I know how to do it, and I can do it for me, but I've never once in my life worked in a studio to do character design. So, like, I'm not that big of a pre-production jack of all trade, and that's okay. Some people, their jack of all tradeism is gonna be character design. Like, okay, Fish Face, my amazing best friend and roommate, she's what I would call a pre-production, like a design jack of all trade. She's good at storyboards. She's amazing at character design. She's great at posing for animation. She's not a super great animator, but she can, she managed. We were working on Big Hero 6 together and she was great. So she's good at things that don't have a timing. So she's a jack of all trade in that area where she can do FX, character design, props, storyboards. So she knows a lot of things because when she was working now she's a supervisor. Like she's enough years into the industry that she just does character design now. But when she started, she was doing FX, storyboard, character design, of course, prop design. She did so many things, leading to her specialty. Now she's a scalpel of character design. But the way to get there is like, you don't graduate school usually and become a scalpel. If that makes sense, unless you're a special snowflake. What do you think, Robo?
No, very much the same thing. Cause like, gosh, there are people that are like those special snowflakes. Like, cause I have a bunch of friends that
Right?
like, as soon as they graduate, they're all like, "Oh yeah, I got accepted to the studio." I'm like,
I'm at Marvel. I'm like, what?
cool. I'm like, cool. I'm at Cartoon Network, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. Oh, that's nice. Took me 2 years to find a job. No, that's great. But,
Like
yeah.
my friend graduated and got hired at Square Enix. I was like, what?
Oh, what?
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 Yeah. So yeah. So I'm sorry if our answer was just more confusing than anything, but that's what life is. There is no straight answers.
Is the rhino thinning?
He's gonna be sitting. Yeah.
Sitting rhino. I like this rhino. I'm a fan.
I loved, like, that's the thing that some people don't know. I love to draw rhinos. I've always loved. They're like little
What?
armored tanks. I have like
Rhinos are sick. They have funny little heads.
they're my comfort zones aside from birds. Like when I want to draw something in my sketchbook and I don't know what to draw, like I do love rhinos. They're like my chunky creatures of choice. Not a big fan of elephants. I really love rhinos. I know there's a thing about the way their
You
body's
horny.
made. Yeah, horn pointy, and the way the plates work on their body. Like, I love those. Those and pangolins and tattoos, pretty great. These are like little armored horses. I like rhinos. They're great. Okay, let's see the chat.
Thick unicorn. Yeah, no, this is probably been a bit. Sorry, we haven't been too upset. We've been caught up in a flurry.
Yeah.
I hope you guys still have fun hanging out with
It's
us.
6. Oh my god, it's 6
I'm so
o'clock.
sorry.
Yeah, we need to hop off.
I need to hop off. I'm gonna
Alright.
eat at my parents' tonight, so thank you guys for coming. It was so fun. Thank you, like Zipkey and Robo, and also thank you to the chat. It was so fun. I drew a rhino, and now I'm happy.
I hope you guys enjoying us being just real about animation. We go through the struggle, so you don't.
Yeah.
Before you-
Also,
before
Robo,
you-
look. It seems that Ellie has a new friend.
It
I
does.
she
That's
would
why
be
I
friends with
play
that
it.
guy.
She would be
That-
friend with that thing.
No, like
Yeah.
play it and see if like Ellie would like do a flip in front of him. Do a
Dude,
flip.
she would be that thing. This is Ellie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, she's a druid. She would just transform into.
Just give it
Rhino friend.
flowers.
Oh no, would you make the rhino dance? Oh, stop.
No, but he would have some little grass thing growing on it. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys for coming over. It was fun, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So just to end on a good note, like we're not saying not don't learn animation and it sucks. We're just saying it might not be the most best way to get rich in your life anytime soon. So think of another option. Just to make sure that you're not into trouble, because that's what I don't want. I don't want people to go into animation and never be able to find work and then be sad. So like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
just be realistic about it. Like yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Rhino. Have a good day, everyone. Bye. I'm gonna
Yeah,
close the
it's
stream.
been great. Goodbye, everybody.